Hey, it's Aaron from GameEnthus.com, and this time I'm talking about Boba Mahjong. Boba Mahjong was designed by Tate Wu with art from Fuwa, illustrations by Fuwa, and it's being published by Sunrise Tornado Game Studios. So in Boba Mahjong, players are going to be mixing different flavors of boba with some toppings and trying to score the most points. It's a little bit more than your average set collection game. Let me show you some of the cards and we'll get right into it. In Boba Mahjong, players are going to be trying to complete different types of sets of colors and numbers. So a set could be 1, 2, 3, 4. A set because it's a run, 1 through 4. A set could also be 3 of the same color. So these are all 3 tie tees. The numbers don't really matter because they're all the same color. When a player completes a set, they have to choose a single card from that set and place it in front of them. What you're trying to do is you create sets and then choose a single card from that set, and you're trying to create a scenario where you have a group of 6 cards at the end of the round, and you're trying to fulfill certain scoring bonuses. If you can see this card, I'll actually have it on screen over here so you can see a little bit better. The game takes place over several rounds, and somehow I forgot to actually show the scoring tokens, which are thematically the boba. Each one of these is worth 5 points. So when you're scoring at the end of a round, you're scoring based on 5 different categories. Freshness, meaning if you have the same numbers repeated, if you have 2 of the same number, you get 3 points. If you have 3 of the same number, you get 6. If you have 4 of the same number, you get 10 points. It's a lot of points. Smoothness. So freshness is about having same numbers, the same cards in the subset that you build from the cards that you've made sets for. I'll show you. It'll take. Okay. So that's freshness. Smoothness is having a run of numbers, a straight, perhaps. So if you have 3, a straight of 3, 2 points, a straight of 4, 4 points, a straight of 5, 6 points. And if you have a 6 card straight is worth 10 victory points. Very nice. Complexity. That deals with toppings. If you have 1 topping in your subset set, at the end of a round, you get 2 points. You have 2 toppings, you get 4. And if you have if you have 3 toppings, you would get 8. If you do make a set with toppings in the advanced version of the game, you were able to activate some of the abilities. So like this, for example, the aloe vera topping allows you to move 1 card from a mixing pile to the common score area. That'll make more sense in a moment. Coffee jelly. Swap 1 of your score cards, it can be this card, with an opponent's scorecard. Nice. And another example is the green bean. Draw 3 cards, keep 1 in hand, and discard 2 other cards. So those are toppings. And then presentation is about the same color. You have 3 of the same color, you get 3 victory points. If you have 4 of the same color, you get 6. And if you have 5 of the same color, you get 10. And then there's also a different version of presentation. That's different colors. So if you have 4 different colors, you get 3 victory points. If you have every color represented, which is 5 colors, you get 6 victory points. Like I said, this will all make a little more sense in a moment, how the flow of the game actually works. So yeah, and it comes with these nice player guides, which tell you exactly what you're supposed to do. Nice. So it just gives you a nice flow. So you draw a card, meaning you take 2 from the supply that's out in front. You take 2 from the deck, which is also known as supply, or you take 1 from one of the mixing piles. You can create up to 3 sets. So 1 to 3, but you don't have to create a set. If you do not want to create a set, you can get more cards. So yeah. So I'm going to shuffle these up and set a 2-player game up. Well, the game is for 2 players. Set a game up and then run you through a couple of turns, show you how it works. This is what a setup might look like. Each player is going to have 5 cards. You're going to have a supply, which is the deck. You're going to also have the scoring tokens, which are the Boba, which we'll get to that in a moment. And you have 3 mixing piles. If you happen to put out a 0 when you're dealing these out, you have to tuck it back in, I think reshuffle, because a 0 essentially is a wild. So I believe you can't start off with a wild here. The 0 can be any number you want it to be, so which is nice, comes in handy. A 0 can only be any number when making a set. It cannot be any number when you create your individual scoring pile, your scoring set, essentially. So this will be player 1. The player goes first, the player who most recently had a boba drink. So this will be player 1 on my left side. And the first thing you do is you can draw 2 cards from the supply. Remember, your hand size limit is 7. You can draw 2 cards from the supply, or you can draw 1 from one of the mixing piles. So they have 5, 6, 5, and then 2 toppings. Thinking about how you score, you can get 8 victory points for getting 3 toppings, but keep in mind, if I take this topping and I make a set, I'm only choosing 1 of those 3 cards from my scoring set. So it's not as if I just carry that right into the scoring at the end of the round. So just bear that in mind. So it'd be kind of easy for them to just maybe take this 4 and do 4, 5, 6. That would be pretty easy to do. So you're thinking, like, you have to think, do I want to focus on numbers? Do I want to focus on a run? I want to focus on colors? So there's a lot to consider here. But I really don't want to pass up at least getting 1 topping into my scoring pile, which just getting 1 topping in your scoring pile gives you, wait a minute, 2 points. So I'm going to draw 1 from the mixing pile. Okay. After I draw a card, I'm able to make a set. I can create up to 3 different sets, which would mean I'd be kind of halfway there in terms of how a round would work, because each set you take 1 card from it. Once you have 6, that's kind of it. So to create a set, I can either take 2 from my hand, my whole hand, and then an additional 1 from one of the mixing piles, or I can just create a set from just what's in my hand, which is kind of nice because it kind of gives you more options. So say you have 1 card in hand that you need, but then there's 2 cards that you need from the mixing pile. You could take 1 card from there, couple it with the card you already had, then take an additional card from the mixing pile, and then make your set, which is kind of nice. It seems like cheating at first, but then everybody can do it. So what's more fair than that, right? Anyway, I'm rambling. So I'm creating a set of 3 toppings. So the one I pick for my scoring pile will be the one I can activate. So the mint leaf allows me to discard 3 or more cards, then draw 5. Okay. The coffee jelly allows me to swap one of my score cards. It can be this card with an opponent's. That's not a thing now. The custard pudding allows me to shuffle 1 mixing pile into the supply, then draw 2 cards into hand. I have to use it immediately. Okay, so this will be my set here. These 3. I'm probably going to put these back. When you make a set, you keep 1 for your scoring pile, but then you also put the other 2 back. If it's a 0 you use for a set, you'd set the 0 maybe up here to the side. The 0s don't go back out. I guess the 0s are supposed to come out naturally. If they just happen to be there, they get laid out here. Well, yeah. Well, you draw a 0, and then okay. So you always refill any mixing pile that's empty, and then you can choose where to put any other one. So I'll just put it on top of there. So the custard pudding allows me to shuffle 1 of the mixing piles into the supply and then draw 2 more cards. Okay, so I'm going to just shuffle these back in, hoping that maybe I can increase the odds of getting more toppings, so I can maybe get 3 to score 8 points at the end of the round. So I'm kind of focused on toppings at this point. You can look at, once these really become stacks and become piles, you can look at them at any point in the game. Any player can do that. All right, player 2 is over here. They could maybe focus on, make a set of 3 green, or maybe they want to hold on to that 0 because why use it now? Well, they're going to take 2 from the supply. Let's see what they get. Ooh, another topping. And a 5 of oolong. So the blue or oolong, not sure what color is this. The brownish orange color, I guess, is Thai tea. The green is green tea. The pink is strawberry tea. And then all the toppings are purple with different art. All right, so they drew 2. What are they going to do here? This isn't really that good. So if you don't want to make a set, you can repeat the first step again, meaning you either take 1 from the mixing piles or 2 from the supply. So they're going to take 2 more from the supply. Okay, so these are all the cards that they have total. I have to discard down to 7, so I had to dump 2 cards. So it's looking like this 8 is going to go away. Yeah, I'll get rid of these. So not the most eventful turn for player 2, but that's okay. Go back over to player 1. They are going to take this green tea and they're going to make a set that is 4, 5, 6. Oh, oops. 6. And they have to keep 1 of them. So let's say they keep the 4 and they put those back. That's player 1's turn. Back over to player 2. Let's see what they have here. They're gonna draw 2, kind of hoping they get a blue so they don't have to use their blue 0, but I'm getting all these zeros. This is crazy. I could make all zeros if I wanted to. Just nuts. All right, they're gonna just make a set with set of blue. So, so they're gonna put the 5 into their scoring pile, and then they're going to put these back. And that's their turn. Back over to player 1. They only have 1 card, so they can look through everything to see what they might want. I could mess with that 5, but I can't really make a set. I only have 2 cards. So they're going to draw 2. 2 toppings. Nice. Okay, so they drew 2. And they're just going to draw another 2. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Like, what are the odds? Come on. Come on. Let's give it to me. Give it to me. All right. So, yeah, pretty good turn. They didn't make any sets, but that's okay. They have 2 cards in their scoring set already. They have 1. Normally I'd lay these out a little better, but if I zoom out too much, then it becomes hard to see everything. Okay, back over to player 2. What can they do? Okay, they're going to maybe they want to focus on the you know what? Maybe player 2's thinking maybe they want to focus on getting a bunch of 5s. I mean, so they're just going to draw 2 and wish that they hadn't, because there's not really much here to work with. Okay, so they drew 2. I guess they could make a set up. I guess maybe they could focus on a run now. They already have a 5. They get a 6. So they're going to put this 6 here out of this set, and then they're just going to put those 2 down. Maybe they focus on a run. We'll see what happens. Okay, back over to player 1. Well, they have to draw first. What makes the most sense? They've been kind of focusing on puddings. Focusing on toppings, but maybe they're thinking, okay, they have a 4 here, so maybe they focus on green. In which case, getting that 0 would help. But they're going to make a set out of these. And yeah, so they're going to make a set with pudding. I keep saying pudding. Toppings. All right, so I'm just going to tuck this under here. So they're halfway there. And then these just get put back over there. So the ability from the one they kept for the scoring set is Mint Leaves, which is discard 3 or more cards, then draw 5. Do you have to use the power though? Yeah. They don't really want to use the power because they don't really want to get rid of all those cards. So you don't have to. Using the ability on the toppings that you put into your scoring set is optional, which is good. All right, back over to player 2. What do they want to do? So they're working on a run, I guess, but they could get one of these toppings and do pretty well with that. So they're just going to take this, and they are going to choose one. So maybe they choose, here we go. Coffee jelly. Swap one of your scorecards with an opponent's scorecard. Interesting. So they're making a set of toppings. They're going to put these 2 back, put down the coffee jelly, but it says swap one of your scorecards with an opponent's scorecard. So what they're going to do is, would they really do that though? Because they're essentially letting the other player that's giving them 4 points because now they have 3 toppings in their scoring pile. I don't know if anyone would actually do that. Whereas, I mean, so far this run, let me actually put it in. If I were to work on getting this run, I have 4, 5, 6. And a run is a run of numbers. 3 is just 2 victory points. So they probably would not do that, honestly. That would not make a lot of sense. I'll be giving the other player way too many points. So they're just going to keep their topping over here. So if they got a topping, it's worth 2 points. Hey, it's something. So that is their turn. Back over here. Do we have? Okay. So back over here, player 1. There's a 5. So they're going to make a set of all 5s. And they're going to place this one over here, working on getting green. And these are just going to get placed there. Back over to player 2. They're still working on a run. It's not really going all that great. So they're going to draw 2 cards from the supply. They got a 3 and a 7. Not really all that great. Okay. So. So this is what I was mentioning earlier about the 0. The 0 can count. I mean, it doesn't matter because they're all colors. But let's say I was doing this as a run. The 0 counts as a 1 when I'm making the set, but over here, once it gets into the scoring pile, it's just a 0. So, what makes the most sense? Well, if I get that 4, then that's a pretty decent sized run. So let's say I keep the 3 and then put these 2 back. Back over here. Okay, there's some green in there. So let's see. Player 1 is going to just take this because they're working on green. And there's no more greens in here. So they're going to repeat step 1, which is either take 2 from the supply or 1 from here. But there isn't a 1. Well, if I take this 0, I could get, yeah. So they could just take this. And then that's their turn. Because the 0 essentially is any number. So it could be 1, 2, 3, whatever. Or it could be 2, 3, 4, doesn't matter. It will let me get a green card back into here on the subsequent turn. That's really the point. Back over to player 2. They have a 7 and a 2. And they're still working on that run. Is there anything they can use here that's really going to help? I need a 4. That's what I really need. So, well, if I take this 5, actually, and make a set of all the same color, then I could get this 7 in here. So I have 5, 6, 7. And then these will go here. So that is something. That is certainly something. All right. Since they're working on greens and maybe trying to get more pudding toppings, I'm going to take that topping and I'm also going to create a set. So this is whatever, 2, 3, 4, doesn't really matter. Oops, I made a mistake. Zeros are not supposed to go in there. Excuse me. So zeros are supposed to be discarded. Glad I caught that. So they're just going to put this 2 over here. These 2 zeros are out of the game. Make sure there's no more zeros. Zeros do not go back. If zeros are used in a set, they don't go back into the mixing piles. Sorry, the cards got a little sloppy. Mixing piles, player 2's cards. So yeah, create a little bit more space actually when we do that. All right, back over to player 2. So they're gonna draw 2 cards. They got a 2 and a 0, which isn't really great. I need a 4, or give me an 8. I mean, I'm just, I'm working on something here. Let me see. They're gonna just repeat step 1 again and draw 2 more cards. Look what they got. They finally got a 4. Oops. Good. Okay, so they could make a run out of this on the subsequent turn and then get that 4 over here for that run. Good stuff. All right. Player 1 is going to take this and they're going to repeat step 2 and take another one, because why would they not? Let's see. Player 2 is going to. What's player 2 going to do here? I'm going to get that 4 out of there. That's good. Let me just draw 2 more cards and see what else I got. Okay, I got 2 3s. So I could hang on to that 2 and just use these. I could also, which also allows me opportunity to maybe get that 2 out there to go 2, 3, 4. That's something. That is something. So they're going to make this set all the same color, all tie T. I'm going to tuck this 4 into here. So they have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's it. They have 6 cards. That's all they can do. I forgot about that. And they have, okay, so they're done. They have 6 cards over here. Once you have your 6th card, that player's, you're done. That's that. And then this player has 5 cards. They are going to draw 2 more. And oh, look at that. Another green. That's okay. So they're going to make a set. Okay, they are going to make a set of toppings. It doesn't really matter what the power is unless, hold on. Let me see. Yeah, they're going to make a set with these 3 cards, these 3 toppings, but they're going to make the set with the grass jelly. Put these back over here. It allows you to swap one of your score cards. It can be this card with another antibody. Any opportunity. I mean, I could get the 3. Okay, so you look at the scoring card. Same color. 4 is worth 6, but I mean, I'd be giving up this. So it wouldn't really make any sense to switch this to get one of theirs. So I'm not going to do that. So yeah, that will be the end of the round. Everything gets reshuffled back in for a subsequent round. So, oops. I'll just toss this up there. So now scoring. Here we go. We're going to score player 1. So same number. They freshness, which is the same number. They don't have anything. Straight. They don't have that either. This is 2, 4, 5. Complexity. They do have 3 toppings, which is 8 victory points. So 8 victory points would get them. It's not 10, so they just get 1. These are worth 5, but you always round down. So I couldn't do 10 because it wouldn't make any sense. So they get 1 because they got 8 points for having 3 toppings. Same color. They have 3 of the same color, which is 3 more points. So, well, I guess I should wait till the end. So 8, 3, that's 11. So I get 2. Remember, you win the game once you get 6. So that's not a horrible round. That's not too bad. Okay, back over to player 2. Player 2, same number. No, they don't have that at all. It's straight. They have a 5 straight. A 5 straight is worth 6 points. So they have 6 victory points so far. Complexity, they have 1 topping. That's another 2 points. So that's 8 total. Same color. Nope. Different color. I have 5 different colors. That's 6 points. So 6 for having 5 different colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 points for that. 2 points for 1 topping. That's 8. Plus 6 points for having a straight of 5. Not bad. That's 14 points. So the problem is, had I scored 15, I would have been halfway to winning, getting 3 of these, but I only scored 14. 6 plus 2 plus 6. It happens. Maybe had I gotten another of the same, had I gotten another of the same color over here, if I had 1 more green, that'd have got me 3 points for same color. Oh, but then I would have only gotten 4 for that. Yeah, it would have evened out. That's fine. So both players are essentially tied, even though player 2 scored 14 points and player 1 scored 12. So that's the thing. Those points really make a difference, because if you get another token, because you get another 5, so yeah. And that's how round work. And you keep playing until somebody during end round scoring gets 6 and wins the game. And that is how Boba Mahjong is played. I hope I explained it correctly. I really like this game. It's very fun. I like the art. And I like that it gives you a layered way of trying to win. Like if you keep thinking that, hey, if I make this set, I'm scoring here, then you're playing it completely wrong. I'm not going to say that. Maybe I got kind of excited once and did that, only to remember, like, oh, wait a minute. It's my scoring pile that actually scores, not this one. There is an advanced mode where after you deal everything out, you place a single card out that players could use optionally as a 6th card. So let's say, I don't know. Well, yeah. So, and that card can be used by both players during the scoring at the end of a round in place, just to maybe make something better. So let's say I was missing the 4 from here and I had, I don't know, let's say I had this. So when I get to the smoothness, which is the straight, when I'm scoring that, I could use this then. Maybe 3, 4, so that can definitely come in handy. I didn't play that way this time, but that is an option for you. So that is Boba Mahjong. It obviously the art is very cute with rice cake here and pancake. I guess presumably trying to share the boba drink. Pancake looks like they're really enjoying it. Rice cake looks like, hey, either it's theirs and they want it back, or they really want to sip. I don't know. Boba drinks are delicious, by the way. And if I live closer to one, it might be a problem, because every time we pass one, we're like, well, let's just find our way over there because it's delicious. Anyway, not the point. Boba Mahjong is another great game from Tate Wu, who also made the game Macarons. And there are 2 other games that are going to be in this set of games that he's releasing. So the link to his Kickstarter will be in the description below. So I would really suggest that maybe you have a boba drink ready while you're playing, because if you're planning for something and the other player starts to move really quickly and getting their scoring pile together and they get 6, whatever you have planned might not come to fruition. And to make yourself feel better, you take a drink of that boba tea and take a deep breath and just, calm yourself, because you're upset because you're working on that straight, or working on, getting those same numbers or what have you. You just didn't make it. Fairly simple game to teach, but it does offer some layered thinking where you cannot be so focused on one thing that you lose sight of what you can really get. And in terms of like hate drafting, I guess if you're kind of set with what you're doing, or you kind of know, you kind of have in hand what either you have in hand what you need, and you know that the mixing piles are probably going to be able to fill in those gaps based on what's already there. Maybe you can hate draft. I don't know. But I dig the game. I love the fact that it's layered. It's simple, but there's some depth to it at the same time. So Tate Wu was really good about doing that, designing his game so people who play on the surface level can have fun. People really want to get in can have even more fun. So anyway, I'm rambling. Thank you for watching. Take care. Don't forget, the link is in the description for not only this game, but 2 others. It's not only Boba Mahjong, but also 1-2-3 Cheese and Pier 1. So Tate Wu was somehow able to design multiple games that are fantastic and put them all out for Kickstarter at the same time. He's very talented, so we're lucky to have him designing games for us to play. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me. Thank you for watching. Take care. Stay safe. Wear a mask. Get vaccinated if you're not. Figure out when you can get that booster, because 8-9 months after you're back. Yeah, figure that out. Plan for that too, because we have to do our part. Anyway, be blessed.